Okay, this is not a drill. It's September and school has started. It's crazy. I literally replied and answered, I believe, 180 emails yesterday. That was crazy. Some of them might have been yours. And that's awesome. I'm so happy to be the help and support for you guys. And this announcement video is the first announcement video for the 2025-2026 school year. And to be honest, I think that there's probably a vast majority of you that this is your first ever meeting for me. I've got lots of grade 10 students that are brand new. Lots of you guys have applied to HCOAS, and this is your first school year with us, so we're happy to have you as well. And then some of you are like, oh, Mr. Kuchum, I've had you for 3 years, you're in grade 12, and you kind of know the drill. But I'm going to go over a lot of important information in this video. Please watch it. I know it's going to be long because I've got a sticky note that's already very long to go over things with you, okay? So we're going to start here on the HCOAS website. I've got a couple things in announcements here, and I want to show you some tips and tricks actually within Brightspace. This is where we all log in, okay? So I'm going to start off with some general information for everybody. And I'm going to start with semesters versus linear course pacing. I want to talk about synchronous courses themselves, getting activated, and it's going to be great. Let me start by saying this. I have met with lots of families, and I want you guys to know that there's different ways to schedule your school year. All right? Back when I was in school, there was courses that I took linear that were from September to June all year long. An example of that is I took PE. Actually, the version that I took, it was called Outdoor Ed. It was a course that we did the entire school year. It was super fun. We did lots of field trips. It was great, okay? But there was a lot of courses that I took in semesters. For example, I took Biology 11 in first semester and Biology 12 in second semester when I was in grade 11. In grade 12, I took Chemistry 11 in first semester and Chemistry 12 second semester. And so I didn't actually have the same amount of courses on my plate at one time. If you are taking mostly synchronous courses, you have to follow the school year, which is September to June, okay? That is set in stone. And all of the synchronous courses will have their first Zoom meeting the third week of September. So that'll be, I think it's like the 22nd to the 25th in that window. There's none this week, there's none next week. So none of you guys have missed anything. But let me go back to semesters. If you are taking a regular online course, let's say you're taking Career Life Education, or maybe Career Life Connections, or maybe you're doing, it doesn't matter, any course that's either an online or individualized course, and it's not a synchronous course, you can put that into a semester so that, let's say you want to do English in first semester or careers in first semester. That allows you to take social studies in second semester, or maybe Christian studies in second semester. And what you do by putting things into semesters is that you're only accessing 3 or 4 classes at a time in a semester. You might have a couple that are synchronous and a couple that are semestered, so maybe you're working on 5 courses at a time, but you might not be working on all 7. That is something to consider. And if you want help with pacing out your year, shoot me an email, book a Zoom meeting with me. I'm happy to help with that, okay? The other thing is that all of your courses need you to submit work. So if you are doing a course that's linear, starting now, ending in June, or if you're doing a course that's first semester, starting now, maybe ending January, the first group of courses, you want to start working on them and you want to complete an activation assignment. If you are doing a second semester course, don't go and work on that course right now. Wait until later, and I can actually move the course off your list until second semester, which is about February 1st, so that it's not there right now. I want to give you an example from my own course. So we're going to log into my Brightspace, which hopefully is helpful to take a quick peek at. And we're going to jump into my Anatomy and Physiology 12 online course just for today's example. There are two things that I want to show you, and every single student needs to do this for their courses. Number one, you need to set up the pacing and progress tool. This is such a game changer. When you click on the pacing and progress tool, it's going to bring you to a prompt, and you're going to hit start now, I think, or begin, and you get to schedule your course. The start date is automatically going to be something that you input, and it should be today, or whatever day that you log in. Now, what's weird is that Brightspace will make the default end date just 6 months from now. It's an arbitrary 6 months in the future. You shouldn't follow that. You should change the end date to whenever you want to finish. So if it's a linear course, you're going to want to try to finish the course by roughly June 10th, if possible. June 10th, June 15th. You don't want to go all the way to the end of June because we have report cards to do. So you want to be trying to finish courses by June 10th. If you're in a first semester course, you're going to want to try to finish your course by around January 10th. And January 10th would be the end of the first semester, and there's a couple week time for report cards. And then February 1st is kind of the start of second semester, okay? But the pacing and progress tool is by far, it's not even close, it is the most helpful tool to get you through whatever grade you're in, grade 10, 11, or 12 this year. It will literally build a program. It'll tell you when you need to submit things to stay on track to finish by whenever you put your end date. So I can't say enough that the pacing and progress tool will save your high school year. It's just that good. Now, getting activated in a course, if you log into any course, there should be something called a course introduction. I'm pretty sure every single course in Brightspace at HCOAS has a course introduction. And if you go to start here, if you scroll down to the bottom, I've got information about how to get started. And specifically, I say to get activated in this course, you will need to watch the first 3 lessons and then complete the H2O assignment. Sorry, my big head's in the way. It's harder for you to see. But if you scroll down into the first chapter, which is on biological molecules right here, you'll see that there's lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and there's an H2O assignment. And students can either download this in a Word document and complete it, or they can print it off as a PDF and complete it. And then there's a hand-in box for that H2O assignment. And once a student has submitted this to me, I know that they're ready to start the course. I can get them activated. It's really important. And pretty much every single course that you're going to take should have an activation assignment that should only take about an hour. If you were to watch all 3 lessons here, they're about maybe 20 minutes worth of video. And then this assignment, you got to print it off, download it, you got to write in your answers. That might take half an hour, 40 minutes, submit it, put it in. Once your teacher marks this, then you get activated. And what that is important for is that when you get active, it shows your teacher that you're good. And then I can actually see the day that your teacher marked your course and you got an active date. So I comb through all of your profiles eventually to check how many courses you've activated, or how many courses you haven't activated. Okay, so that is an important piece of the first couple weeks of September, is you really need to get courses activated. And that is a quick tutorial on what that looks like for my course. And obviously, I don't know, maybe there's only a couple of you that are actually taking my Anatomy and Physiology 12 course, but the courses that you are taking will have those things. Now, this is my course, but I actually want to go back to the home button in the top left corner. And when you log into Brightspace, I want you to know that on the right-hand side, we have a Student Success Center. Every year, there are so many students who don't realize that we actually have free EAs. A free EA that you can book one-on-one time with. It is so wonderful. So you can see here all the names of them. Actually, well, you can't because my head's in the way. But I'm just going to go to the top link. No matter what, every single student has access to the Student Success Center. And if I click on it, it'll bring you right here, Zoom-based universal support for grade 5 to 12 students. So anyone can access them. And the button that you're going to click is book now. It's in cap locks. It's important. And if you click on that, you can actually book times with our amazing EAs. We've got, I believe, Taryn and Andrea are more to do with literacy. Lucinda is definitely numeracy and science. And then we even have Sandy. Sandy is an EA in my course. I love Sandy. She's amazing. And she helps out as well. So basically, you can book now. It's very simple, just like booking a Zoom meeting with me. If you want to book a meeting with Taryn, you click on her link and it'll show you what day she's available. And right now at the beginning of September, look at how many bookings there are. There are so many. There are some of you who honestly would probably benefit from meeting with an EA every second week, maybe even every week. But if you get regular meetings, they can help you keep you accountable for submitting work. Every 2 weeks, you can tell them what you did, and they can cheer you on. I mean, I can do this too, but I probably can't help you with literacy. I would do a very bad job at that. But I could help you with, math and science. But, booking times with them really can help you gain momentum in coursework, in submitting coursework. It is such a beautiful thing. So today is Thursday. She literally has a spot at 1 p.m. if you wanted to book today. Most of you probably aren't going to be watching that, so you could go to Friday and you can see some that are there, and it's a pretty cool feature. So that's just something that you can take a look at and find out more, all in that top right corner. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about for this school year, 2 things: assessments and travel programs, and then also a couple in-person events. Okay, so I got 3 more things on my sticky note. And I'm sorry, it's already 12 minutes long, this video, but I promise you it's all good stuff. So if you are in grade 12, I'm starting with you. You need to write a Literacy 12 assessment. And grade 10s, you need to write 2 assessments. You need to write your Literacy 10 and your Numeracy 10. And if you're grade 11 and you didn't write them last year, you need to write your Numeracy 10 and Literacy 10. Every single student has to take these in order to graduate. They are completely separate from a course. These are like the new versions of provincial exams. When I was in high school, I had to write provincial exams. And I had to write way more than you guys. I think I wrote 8 to 10 provincial exams between grade 10 to grade 12. Now there's only 3, so it's a little bit nicer. And I always get this question, what are they graded out of? It's very weird. The Numeracy 10 has a grade from 1 to 4, and the Literacy 12 has a grade from 1 to 4, but the Literacy 10 doesn't. The Literacy 10, you just have to write it, and that's all. And I'm pretty sure what they're looking for is a comparison between a Literacy 10 student or a Literacy 10 assessment and a Literacy 12 assessment to check what have you gained in literacy through grade 11 and grade 12. Fair point. So that is what the assessments are about. Now, the assessments happen at 4 different times throughout the year. If you want to find out the timelines, you can go to our Sophie page, which is down. Where's our Sophie page? If I go here, it's sophie.onlineschool.ca, and I can go to information for families, and I can go to calendars, and I can go to the calendar for the 2025-2026 school year. And if you scroll down, November 3rd to 7th is when one of the assessments are. So numeracy and literacy assessments can happen the first week of November. And then they're going to also happen in January, mid-January, January 12th to the 23rd. They're going to happen in April, between the 20th and the 24th. And then the last one of the year is in June 15th to 19th. Okay? And just for fun, I see that the dates for the grad banquet are already in Sophie. So grade 12s, something to get pumped about. This year is going to be a very special year at graduation for me personally. There are some of you that I taught grade 10 CC plus, and you are now graduating. So it is going to be a massive party. I'm very excited about that. But scrolling back up, these assessments, They happen at different months throughout the year: November, January, April, and June. But you have to register and sign up for them. I think it's like 4 to 6 weeks before. So you can't just show up at an assessment and write it. We have to book them in. It's a whole process, and we have an amazing lady named Kaylee Mowerman who schedules every single one of yours. There's literally like over 1,000 kids in high school right now at HCOAS. So from grade 10 to grade 12, we have over 1,000 kids, and she schedules every single one of the assessments. So she has a very big job, a very hard job, and we love her. So please make sure that you register when you see her email hit your inbox for whichever one you want to go to. And she'll email all of you for each session. And you just need to register for the one that you want to go to. All right, now going back to our HCOAS homepage, I'm going to go to programs and curriculum and just give a shout out to travel programs. There was an info session last night for our comparative cultures program, which is a trip to Europe in second semester over spring break. Absolutely epic. It is a staple at HCOAS where we have had students go to Europe and really be changed by implementing their learning and faith into real world context. You get to read the book of Romans in Rome. You get to read Corinthians in Corinth. You get to learn about 20th century world history while you're in Paris and London, and like, it's absolutely fantastic. So it's an amazing program. If you are interested, please shoot me an email. They had a meeting last night and there's a recording. The travel programs at HCOAS all cost quite a bit of money, so that is something that you have to consider. And we have a few of them. If you are the outdoorsy type, we've got an adventure discipleship program, which is like a combination of outdoor ed and Christian studies and leadership. It is full this year, so you can't even you can't even think about it for this year. But for next year, if that's something that really speaks to you, you want to get on the waiting list with James Nelson and Mark Lambden now, because they will contact you and go through stuff. Now, the comparative civilization program is the one that I just talked about, and they had the info session last night. This is our most expensive program because you do go to Europe, but it is, I mean, like, bang for your buck, it is a good deal. Just contact them if you want more. It looks like Mr. Van Nee and Mr. Daly are the two people that you can contact, and it is just so much fun. You can if you want to hear stories, I can talk to you about that, but that's amazing. And then you can see there's actually an announcement here: SEAL outreach, apply before September 24th. So if I scroll a little bit further down, you will see our SEAL program, which is our third and final awesome travel program available through HCOAS. And this is more of a servant heart mission trip. And this one's to Guatemala. And this one gives you Christian studies and leadership credit. And oh my word, the stories that I hear from this program are just so good. They're the one that I will just share because it's like 30 seconds long. I had a student come back and say, Mr. Kuchma, I went to Guatemala and the house that I was invited into was so, like, it was so poor. It was so, they had nothing, mud floors. And she said, my chickens live in a better house than those families. And I've got a chicken coop myself. And that can just have a lasting impact on a kid who gets to see how people live in other worlds that are on the same world, but in a completely different world than the one that we live in North America. So you speak Spanish, you meet kiddos, and honestly, I have heard so many great things about this. There's some of my own students here in this picture who went in the past, and yeah, I hugely recommend any of the travel programs. Let me know if you are interested, or be inspired if you're a grade 10 or grade 11 student to maybe get a part-time job, save up some money, and have that available for your grade 11 or grade 12 year. Okay, so now we're getting to the very end of my video, and it's 20 minutes. I am so sorry. I promise you that there's still some good stuff ahead. The last couple things that I have are in-person events that you guys can learn about. I've got 4. I am running a once a month class that that lots and lots of you have already signed up for, so I am pumped. If you go to our learning groups website, you can find out about in-person events. Okay, they're awesome. If you go to participate now, you can find out what's available in your region, which is our region together, and you are going to want to choose the grade 10, 11, and 12, depending on which one you are, and you are going to want to choose interior. You can also choose interior and virtual if you want to find out which ones are across the whole thing, but there are a couple that will be available. So there's a Kamloops Teen Encounters group that it'll be fun. And then there is mine, the Kelowna Teen Encounter group. This is really cool. I'm going to be running this. I've actually, and this will be news to some of you, I've had to move the location. This is going to be happening at the Kelowna Christian Center, the church that I go to. It's the place where lots of you write your assessments. If you live in the Okanagan, most likely you'll be writing your numeracy and literacy assessments at KCC. So I've run it at the CC Plus location. There are so many people that have applied to join this that I've had to move and get a bigger room, and I've had to have additional adults come on board to help with my day. So I'm so pumped. It's a half day of learning and a half day of fun. And with the new location, it's going to be so great. There's actually access to Bentley Park across the street, a field, a gym. It's going to be amazing. So I'm super pumped about this. If you are looking for a social element to your homeschooling and you live relatively close to Kelowna, this is something that you can do. The other ones aren't on here yet, but I can tell you that I'm going to be running a H-Coast Young Men's Bible study. I've been a part of men's Bible studies. They're awesome. I love them. And so I'm going to be starting an initiative from October to May. So only 8 months of the year. And sorry, ladies, this is for boys only. But it's going to be a really great program. I'm super excited about that. And if you live specifically close to Kelowna, there are some sports teams that you are able to get a part of at Flex. Flex is the H-Coast campus school in Kelowna. I've got 4 of my kids attending there, and it's amazing. Love Flex. It's so great. And if you are wanting to be on a track and field team, on a basketball team, or on a volleyball team, message me and I can put you in contact with the sports director there, which is super cool. For any of you who, like me, are into mountain biking, this is my little Mr. Kuchma mountain biker. I am going to be running another mountain biking learning camp this year. 3rd annual. I started it 2 years ago, and people keep asking for it, so I'm going to keep doing it because I'm super passionate about mountain biking. I'm going to be running that in October, so keep an eye out for that in the learning groups. And I think the only other in-person event that I needed to tell you about is the theater. If any of you guys are interested in acting or being a part of a play, or even being a backstage presence, it is quite intense, but you actually get high school credit for it if you are either an acting role or behind the scenes role. And that's available for all of you guys in grade 10 to grade 12 if, again, you live close to Kelowna. So some of you guys that's not applicable for, but I am pumped. I am so pumped about this school year. I don't think I've been this excited for a school year for a very long time. And maybe it's because I had such a good summer. Ask me about it. I'll tell you it's the best summer that I've had since having kids. Which again might be because I just spent this past weekend riding mountain bikes at Silver Star, and it was so epic. But I just feel that this year is just a special year. I don't know why. I'm pumped for it. I think God's got something special for each one of you in your learning and in your educational journey. So I charge you with a blessing, the blessing from Numbers. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may he turn his countenance towards you and give you peace as you start your 2025-2026 school year. All right? Take care, everybody, and blessings.